Pencil power. Hello, art venturers. In this video, I'm going to be talking about this method. I've been really enjoying drawing, like looking at concept art or artwork that I like and drawing the costumes and poses of the characters. And I've kind of found a way that I think is pretty easy to break down something that might look complicated, and then also how to take the concepts and make them your own. So here's a guy, a cool character who has quite a bit going on, and I'm going to kind of show you what I mean. So the first thing that I would do is just to break down the main shapes. So I'll put a head in, and I'm kind of seeing like here, let's use a brighter color so that I can draw on top of the thing and you'll see what I'm talking about. There's these two shapes there. There's there's something like this with a hood, just to simplify, could be just like that. You've got this roll in the background. We're gonna kind of like break down these main shapes, okay, and put it together into an image. So if I were to do that, I might say, okay, so there's this shape and there's this shape. I'm not going to worry too much about like the details. There's a hood like this, something like that. I'm looking at this guy now. I see that there's two lines and then there's a belt coming across. There's a dagger. This hangs down in front. So you can see how just kind of like, it's almost like a puzzle piece. This one is going to be coming down like that. So actually now I see that that's shouldn't be overlapping the dagger. So maybe I'll move this over. Bring this down. It's more of a triangle. Shift with the hand. So you see how this is kind of coming along. And basically I'm just trying to figure out what are the major shapes. So I see that there's there's one skirt that goes like this. Skirt. I don't know what you'd call it. But there's something that goes like that underneath, the chainmail, and then there's something that kind of comes like that. So I'm kind of noticing these little details by just breaking it down into the major shapes. There's this one too, so there's a third one underneath. So let's go ahead and just really simply put that in like that. And there's two basically round parts. I'm guessing there's one right here. But I can't really see it, so it's okay. And then this has this kind of shape. Okay, so let's put that in. Just kind of put something in for the foot. And I would actually usually take a little more time, maybe just a little bit more time to do this for the first go if I'm just drawing it on my own. Really take the time to observe. Or maybe I would just do it as fast, but since I'd be fully focused and observing instead of talking while I'm doing it, I might notice some more details. So I'm seeing like, okay, there's a strap here. Now I'm going to come in and look at a couple more things. So there's a second belt coming down here. There's a strap coming off of that. I've chosen an especially complicated one actually. But that makes for a good example. You might want to start off on something more simple, and then once you're seeing the basic shapes, you can start to go into more complicated ones. But it's really, the point is that you go step by step. I don't even know what's this going on back here. I'm not exactly sure. I'm just going to put them in. Cool. So now I've already gotten a basic idea of how this character looks, right? And you can see that there's already an outline here that I could use to flesh out if I wanted to, and really, like take this to a more finished drawing digitally, or if you do it by pencil, you can do it lighter and then come over with pen or a darker thing, or you can just lower the opacity digitally. But from here, I might actually say, okay, now that I've gotten the basics, I might actually go ahead and do another one where I'm going to break it down again, but just make it even simpler. And I'll do that by making it really small. actually I don't like this, so I want to actually study what the shape of the hood is a little bit, something more like that. Not perfect, but oh, and there was also a strap coming across here, connecting to that. So that's a cool little detail. But so I want to just keep it super simple and make a little version. And you can see how now I'm going to have to decide. You know, I'm kind of putting it all in, and I'm starting to see. Now I remember, see how much I can remember. Oh, there's this lower hanging belt, and I even had one hanging off here. Oh, and there's a little satchel there that I didn't even notice over here. You know, um, there's the middle part hanging down from the tunic. There's another. Okay, then the 3 skirts, I can remember that. So 1, 2, and then this one, 3. So it's coming across here. 2 little lines like that. And then like this for the foot. This one's probably got a similar thing going on. Pose isn't exactly right here, but that's okay. I'm just trying to learn about the costume and kind of study that. And so in doing so, I've kind of learned to break this whole complicated figure down into the constituent parts. And from there, I could study it in more detail and really come in here and, you know, like see like, okay, how does that, and that curves a little bit like that. And we've got the hood coming over like this and kind of come in and then see that little detail right there, which can definitely be helpful. But I've found that the trick that's helped me to even be able to get to that point, because if I start off on that level, usually I completely lose the proportions, I completely lose the whole image itself. It just kind of, it doesn't seem to work out. But if I just focus on the shapes, like see how this guy, he's kind of standing in a slightly different pose. He's a little more leaned back or something, like, I don't know. He's a little bit different, but you've got the feeling and you've got the pieces of the puzzle. That's really what I think of it. It's like these are all the different pieces of the puzzle. So now I might actually turn both of these off. I go to a new sketchbook page or just start a new sketch. And let's see how I could do with just, you know, like drawing based on my memory at this point. So I know that he's got a hood that's something like this, and that the head is kind of in there somewhere. I know there are these 2 guys hanging here, and there's even a little corner flap there. I don't know what anything is called. There's 1 strap underneath, 1 strap going over. And you can see here how I can start to build this out. Remember the tunic's in front, the belt that goes wider. There's like this is the first section of his like long male shirt, and then this part comes down, and then there's even the further part. You know, we've got the sword. I remember it was tilting down more. And just kind of, this is already helping me to expand my, you know, visual library, as they call it, of like different things I could include in characters in the future, because I'm getting all these cool ideas. I've got the dagger. We had this one coming off. We had another one with a book, or no, a satchel over here. And again, I'm just keeping it rough and trying to remember the basic shapes. Because the details you can always, once you have the basic shapes, filling in the details usually isn't the most difficult part. It just takes some time and focus. But if you have the general shape and you know, like, and all the proportions are looking reasonably good, then you're able to like go ahead and take your time to fill in the rest. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. I've been having a lot of fun doing this, and if you do end up posting some. Definitely share a link in the comment below. I'd love to see your studies and what you come up with, and maybe the original characters that they inspire as well. All right, pencil power. I'm still doing that for now.